I think those innovations will matter for the exact same reason you said, which is utility will go up.
I think Snowflake said on their call tonight, 3,200 of their customers, so they have about 10,000 enterprise customers, 3,200 of them are using some of their AI use cases, AI products now in daily use. I noted that Microsoft, which is on a $66 billion run rate at Azure, has said they expect Q1 and Q2 Azure revenue to accelerate. Azure's growing at 34% on a $66 billion base, and they say they expect it to accelerate. So it's really significant growth on big software businesses. And I think what we've seen in the season is that software certainly has not decelerated. If anything, it's accelerated after a couple of years of digestion, I think, around this. But, if I had one takeaway, having watched all of this, I would agree with you. And you've been, rattling my cage about this for a year. And I think you've been proven at least partially right that we're seeing a deceleration in the rate of improvement on pre-training. But my conclusion is I don't think it necessarily matters to the consumption on the NVIDIA side. Certainly it would be higher. It could be even more, I suppose, if they were able to produce that many more, which I don't think they can. Yeah. But I think that they're, still in a very strong position. And I think these models, for example, OpenAI could double, triple the number of users of ChatGPT with, frankly, not making any improvements in the core model because consumers today barely scratch the surface on core model capabilities. Product improvements like voice, memory, and actions, I think in and of themselves could drive tremendous traction and revenue increases in that. But I do think they'll still continue to see some of those model improvements. Maybe one area that I know that we've actually seen a tremendous return, I think, on the investment made in AI, and we saw some news this week, is on national full self-driving regulation, right? So the Trump administration announced that they want the DOT to develop a national framework to regulate self-driving rather than the state-by-state framework, right? So most states, I think, require certain licensure to be able to do it. Texas and Florida have no restrictions, but at least the indications out of the administration were that they wanted a national policy, which makes sense to me. I think that's very beneficial to Tesla and to Waymo and to anybody else who's in the full self-driving game.